I know a lot of people will disagree with this, but I think students focus way too much on grades, not as much on what they're actually learning.
I wish I knew that grades weren't super important and I shouldn't be spending as much time trying to get top grades and spend more time trying to network and find mentors.
The more time you can spend building a network, because when you're in school, that's really the one time in your career, in your life, that you're surrounded with so many people and have very little responsibility, relatively, to actually do things.
I might actually tell myself to go out a little bit more, because I never really got to explore Toronto and the club scene, if I would have liked that.
I think I would say, don't worry so much. It's all gonna work out, number one. And number two, that everything doesn't have a path. You're gonna be walking down this path and it's not all gonna be a straight line. One thing is not gonna lead to the other.
I don't think my grades had anything to do with where I am now. We actually had internships for my program, and so I actually learned so much through my internship. And for no matter what your industry is nowadays, it's a lot about who you know.
I was very fortunate at Sheridan College to meet wonderfully driven people, super talented people that inspired me to figure out what I'm capable of doing and showcase to me like what high quality hard work looked like.
And a lot of the students I work with are terrified about their futures because they don't know what they want to do yet. And I'm talking to a first year or a second year, and I'm thinking, just go out and test it. Just go out and try it. All throughout my undergrad, I would take side gigs, usually it's because I needed the money, but they would sometimes be, a weekend gig that became one of the most important experiences of my career because it taught me what I didn't want to do. Just one weekend gig where I got to see, oh, that's what a production assistant does, or that's what this role does. Well, that doesn't seem like what I want to do.
So I actually went to university first for nursing, a Bachelor of Science, and I did 1 year and I started my second year, and I absolutely was torn up inside. It wasn't for me, hated it, and I really just didn't know what to do because I had obviously spent money and taken OSAP, and I also felt a bit like a failure because that was what I had chosen, and I'm a very committed person. Once I do something, I stick to it. So it was really hard for me to kind of face the fact that this wasn't going to work out. I still remember the night I invited my parents over for dinner to my apartment to tell them I was dropping out of school. It was like this big scandal, but they were completely supportive, and I think people just want you to be happy, and it's okay to try things and to realize they're not for you. Long term, if I had been a nurse today, I would have been probably one of the most miserable people on earth.
If you have the passion, the desire, and you align yourself with what you enjoy, it's a lot more sustainable than trying to go uphill against something you don't enjoy. And so for me, I figured out my passion was dealing with people, and so I just tried to find the right career for me that allowed me to do that on a regular basis.
Find mentors, people who inspire you.
Nothing replaces the hard work. You do have to put in the time.
You surround yourself with people who believe in your goals and in your dreams.
Be real, be authentic, be yourself.
There's always going to be people that tell you you can't do it. Just don't let them sit in your front row.